My grandmother used to tell me that all her descendants, me included, can't speak their village or city dialects. Now, not all of you know this, but in China, a lot of places have undergone localization in culture, so every village or even city has their own language. And now that there are a lot of migrant workers and um, there now there are more migrant workers, and there is less and less of a need to speak in these dialects because now, in order for better communication between people across provinces, cities, more and more people are learning the standard form of their dialect. And in Cantonese, um, the Guangzhou dialect is the standard dialect, and that's the dialect I know. Um, But this is happening all over China. More and more people are also regarding Mandarin Chinese as their mother tongue, which shouldn't really be. It's only supposed to be a language for uh, people to communicate, but like across country communication, and it's not really natural. They're people, little kids that go to school in the People's Republic of China are learning in Mandarin Chinese and are systematic being having their local dialects and ancestral language out of them. Not bred, learned out learned out of them. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's learned. Um, Now the word Mandarin can be used for an official in any East Asian or Southeast Asian country, as in sample sentence shown. Since Mandarin was the language of the bureaucracy, officials would learn it so they can talk to other officials who spoke different dialects than they did. Before 1949, students learned Mandarin as well as their original dialects, and before 1949, the students would learn in their own dialects, and then they would learn all their other subjects, and they'd also learn Mandarin as another language. So um, after 1949 and China was like communist, the party made Mandarin the language of education. Everyone who went to school learned in Mandarin. What this meant was that there was a better communication between people who originally spoke different dialects. But now, more and more people are regarding Mandarin as their mother tongue because the use of dialects in the classroom is usually discouraged. And now, because before 19, the people, students who learned in their dialects, that is before 1949, now can't really communicate with the younger generation who learn in Mandarin because the younger generation speaks Mandarin better than their dialects, but the older generation speaks their dialects. So these people, they can't communicate with each other. So now the younger generation has to relearn their original ancestral dialects to communicate with the elders of their village or city. Since this is actually happening to me, so I'm giving myself a challenge. I'm gonna learn more Cantonese, and since nobody and can really teach me my village dialect, and nobody, and I actually don't know any sort of book that does it, so that's pretty much out of the question, but I'm gonna challenge myself to learn more Canto and actually learn to write it because I can only speak it. I can't write like specially Canto only words that aren't found in Mandarin. Um, and I feel really, really bad. Bad because of this because I spent so much energy into like learning more English, more Mandarin, and even start learning Korean and Spanish. But I don't really actually learn my ancestral dialects, so I feel really bad. Here is an incomplete map showing the spread of dialects. So the yellow is Mandarin, and the green is the Min, Wu, and Yu dialects, and some other ones, but official Mandarin is spoken in Beijing. Languages are a part of culture, and in China, if a dialect dies, it means the local culture dies with it. And since most local cultures extend back like 5,000 years, so if the culture dies with them, including the language, then the people who know that it's going to happen get really depressed. Think about it. When a dialect and the local culture dies, Chinese culture becomes less heterogeneous and more homogeneous because there is less diversity because the cultures are dying out. I mean, who wants a culture that's more or less completely the same? No one. The preservation of these has to be urgent.